Now listen, if you're the kind of person who thinks adding Coke to a 15-year-old single malt is acceptable, you might just be the reason this podcast exists. Welcome to the Non-Chill Filtered Podcast, where we unpack whiskey like it's emotional baggage.
What is up, whiskey fans? It is your boy Jez, and I am in the Brown-Forman HQ. I was very happy to be invited. I don't know who's watching this, listening to it, so I'll kind of lead in with a bit of a story. But Andy reached out to a couple of deviants and invited them around to the Brown-Forman HQ for a couple of whiskeys before he jets off and leaves us for an extended period of time. It'll be very sad.
2 weeks.
Well, that's...
You can do without me for 2 weeks.
I don't know, it's been hard.
But yeah, I was like, I had to clear the schedule, go sick, so rosters can deal with that problem. But yeah, we rolled into Brown-Forman HQ. I brought a couple of whiskeys with me, and I guess I was excited to finally catch up with you gents after a while. But, we got a couple of voices here, if everyone wants to run the intros for themselves.
Jacob here, obviously Gloucester Lane. Been with Jeremy on the podcast a few years ago. Been some time because of moving out of Sydney and then coming back to Sydney, so finally getting back into it. And obviously the host himself.
Where's your second city?
I moved down south for a year and a bit. That's just Kiama. And then just moved back, bought a place in Asheville. So.
Awesome. Oh, Asheville, you're in West?
Yeah, I'm right near you now.
Must be nice to have money.
Yes. Sport a house, car, and
I wish.
Still having a holiday home in Blacktown.
Nice.
Up-and-coming location.
Was that a cardboard box or
Corrugated.
corrugated?
Twice as strong.
It is. It's got that reinforced sidewalls. Yeah.
I feel like I cut you off. You were still doing
No,
it, right?
across to you. This is your home.
Yes, it is. I'm Andy. Jack Daniels brand ambassador for Australia. I met both of these guys, I think, when I was still working in hospitality.
Yep.
I was at Webster's bar in Newtown with Ray. We had a big, huge task of turning Zanzibar Newtown into Webster's Bar Newtown. And Zanzibar, of course, had the Ruby Lounge in the middle floor, which was kind of a bit of a seedy, nightclubby kind of situation.
Had fun.
Yeah, and we had the big job of turning it into a whiskey bar, and part of that journey was tasting whiskies. And so Ray and myself went through thousands of different whiskey samples and accidentally fell into whiskey, but we started to put on whiskey nights with different brands. We were working with, Beam, Suntory, we were working with Brown-Forman, we were working with Sazerac at the time, the South Rate.
Yep.
But every month we were putting on religiously these whiskey events, and we started to grow a bit of a community, and Jez and Jacob were two of the people that came along. And we just kind of bonded over whiskey and Boilermaker dinners. Some of those were like 10 whiskeys and 3 beers.
It was ridiculous. Like
People were kind of like rolling down the front stairwell.
A different time, pre-COVID. A different time.
Yeah.
And we made tickets $45 rather than the general 100, so it was a bit more accessible. But it also allowed us to have people along that wouldn't normally spend money on events.
And it helps carry the events further into the night, because instead of paying $200, you're there, you leave. You go to the bar afterwards, you chat.
Exactly.
Because you wanted to be around.
The 200.
Yeah.
Once you've dropped that 200, you're less likely to go up and get a dram of Pappy or of any fancy whiskey, because you're like, no, I've paid my 200, I'll have the whiskeys, thank you. And you don't want to spend anything. So it's very true.
So
that's how we met.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, how long ago was that? That was like maybe 6.
I was married back then, so that was...
I forgot about that whole side.
Yeah,
it was like 20.
12 and a half, actually. It's actually your problem for serving me whiskey. That was your mistake.
Okay.
But speaking of mistakes, not my... Webster's 5th birthday.
Yep.
Talking about rolling down the front steps.
Oh, yes. 5th birthday. Was that the one we held on the rooftop?
That was on the rooftop of Webster's. I don't remember a lot of it.
Yes.
That was my biggest problem.
We had a few of our nights that got, not rowdy, but
no.
We were trusting people with a lot of samples, and we were doing 10 to 15 mils, but there were times as well where it would be 10, 15 mil samples up to 6 and maybe more, and then there was 3 samples of beer, and of course it was responsible serves. Like I think they were 120 mil or whatever. Ray and I kind of pushing them out, but people were getting side drinks and on the birthday parties. people were going.
You go to the bar
hard.
between meals and you come back and then you continue with the tasting.
Which is why when people spend $45, they're like, well, I've got another 150 here.
I've got money. Yeah. Might as well spend it.
So what happened? You had a couple too many.
Well, it was a little bit more than a couple too many. I think, and I don't really remember because I was carried out of the venue by one of my mates. But they had tied a garbage bag around my head.
What?
For the drive home. I didn't drive home.
Oh no.
But,
Okay. So classic young person.
Yeah. This was
like Bucks night behavior sort of thing.
Yeah, it was classic.
Is this 2018, 2019?
It would have had to have been. Yeah, it was. I mean, well, whenever Webster's 50th birthday was.
Thankfully, it wasn't me that had to record the incident report.
No, it was not.
We'll deal with anything.
Yeah. I don't know if you were working there at the time. I think you left at that point actually, so it didn't sound like a you problem. But
if it was 2018, it would have been my second last year. I left in 2019. It was after Brown Foreman actually sent me on the 1870 incentive trip.
Oh,
and it was towards the end. I think it was around September, October. I went on the incentive trip, and then I kind of put in my notice with Ray just before Christmas, and finished up. Came across here.
Oh, wow.
So it might have been the fifth birthday party. Might have been kind of like a semi farewell / I was just on the way out. But anyway, a lot of them got on the loose side.
Oh, yeah.
Respectful, but
yeah, no. I'm going to tell you I was a mess. But that's fine. That was old me, I think.
You're young and it's free booze.
Yeah,
that's what happens.
Yeah, that's how it goes. But yeah, what was that transition like from going? Because I guess we landed
I suppose to the other side. Yeah.
Well, look, it was a big transition for me because I'd been in hospitality all up for 14 years. Of course, at cafes, restaurants, in between, it wasn't all bars from the beginning, but I had become accustomed to that really late finish. So at KB Hotel, which is just outside there with Ray and where I met Ray, worked there for 3 years. But before that, I was in Chinatown nightclubs as a duty manager at 2IC. So I was kind of the guy with the really fancy suit on and the earpiece running a security team of 10 plus guards. I didn't thank guards. We're guards. Anyway, so I was running all of that scene, and it was pretty out of control. Like nightclubs, particularly like Chinatown nightclubs. I was at Haymarket Hotel. I was at Mr. Tipley's, which was also kind of like one of those. It was a beautiful venue, but it had a lot of what do you call it? Like promoted events that would have hundreds and hundreds of like Asian community, mixed community coming in, but it was all like bottle service, like go nuts. Our security guards had to carry people out, and there were fights. But so the transition, because I was going from such late nights into Webster's, which was still finishing at 6, 7 in the morning. If we had an incident, I was sometimes sitting there at 8 in the morning filling out police reports. And there was one morning, I remember it was after I went on the incentive trip with Brown Foreman, but I finished my police report. I was rubbing my eyes. I got up, I locked the front door, and I just stood there on King Street in the middle of Newtown. And I watched a school bus go past, and there was this lady going for a jog and a man walking his dog, and I felt like a vampire, and I was like, I think I was mid-30s too. I was kind of like, the transition was easy because you're going from being like a vampire in many ways in the hospo world to having a 9 to 5. And I'm not going to lie to you, it took about a year and a half for my body clock to kind of reset to the point where I could wake up at 9 and then kind of just slowly make it 8 and slowly make it 7. But your body is completely, it's like doing crazy shift work or graveyards in a hospital or whatever. You do crazy shift work.
I do okay. But Sundays, actually most days it's 6 till 6, right? So
6 till 6?
Yeah, 6 p.m.
You mean you do both sides of that?
Yeah.
What's your favourite, 6 a.m. or 6
a.m. for sure? Because I was at the gym at 2:30 and it's
gross. 2:30 in the gym.
You know that was coming though.
I did know that was coming. I remember there was a period where my mum was really worried about me in hospo because whenever I'd go off to see the family on the weekend or on whenever it was, I had been working until 7 or 8 in the morning, so I'd probably slept until 12, gone up there at 2 in the afternoon, and I was like,
you still hate it because you had 4 hours, 5 hours sleep.
So there was a period of time where I just told my mum that I was doing a 9 to 5, but I was starting at 9 p.m. You know what I mean? I was just, don't worry, mum, it's 9 to 5, but it was graveyard 9 to 5s. But the transition, it's just habitual. Instead of doom scrolling in bed, or instead of, having that peppermint tea at this time or that time, or if you go home and listen to music when you finish at 7 a.m, it's going to keep you up for an extra 2 hours. It's kind of getting rid of the things that progress you until you're that knackered and falling asleep is almost laborious. So it took about 1.5 years of working for Brown Foreman before I went back to normal. Like, it took a long time.
See, we
But now I get up at 6 and I'm good, but it's taken years. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Do you miss it at all, though? Do you miss the hospital side?
You know what?
You still get a taste, though. This is the thing. Like,
actually, that's a fair point. Yeah.
Like,
With the promo
It's
stuff.
going to be my answer.
Yeah. Oh, just to take your answer away from
No.
it.
In a good way. You understand that, I still work in the hospo world.
Yeah.
Do I miss it? No.
No.
But the main reason I love customer service, but I still get to do that all the time. In fact, when I'm in front of people, they are my customers.
Yeah.
So I still get to do that. What I don't miss is the cleaning, the vomit, the fights, the police.
All the things I get
running breaks.
Yeah.
It was so monotonous that you'd have to get someone into the bar to cover a break, come over. It's monotonous work. I loved having a team though, because when you get through a shift with a team, even if you've got a skeleton crew, it feels like by the end of the night, all right, everyone, let's have a little staff.
Just stuff in.
Then you talk about the silly
hits of the day.
I remember when Jez came in, we had to carry him. You talk about everything that's happened in the shift. There's a camaraderie.
Yeah.
And I miss the camaraderie. I miss dealing with customers. Not all of them, but I miss that side. But do I miss the whole operation of Hospo? No, because I did it for long enough that I kind of was starting to resent it a little bit. I was getting a little bit old and I started to resent it. As a duty manager or a 2IC or licensee, you get to 40, 50 years old and you're still dealing with 18 to 22 year olds as a thing, which is fine, but you just feel like, someone's found your Dorian Gray painting and they're just and you're getting really old and everyone else is staying really young. It's that's a really weird analogy now that I think about it. But
the stuff all stays the same age.
And you're aging and you're getting older and your knees are cracking when you're walking up the stairs. I couldn't carry kegs anymore like I used to. And then, finishing at 7 took a way different toll on my body than it did from the staff that were 18 to 22 because they'll just do whatever and they'll party all night and they'll back it up and I'm like, I can't do that. No. So I do miss it, but I don't miss the operation of it. I miss the camaraderie of
community that comes from hospitality. Yeah, no, that's a fair point.
Do you want to go for a drink at 5 when we finish? Let's go up the road to that venue that's always open. Yeah, right. And I don't miss that because everything sounded like a good idea. Yeah. Of course we'll have a couple, and then you get
2, 3, and you're like, you
get home at midday, or you get home at 4 p.m. and you have to start at 5. No way you want to miss that. That's unhinged.
I'm constantly turning Scotty down when he goes, let's go for a drink after we finish the whiskey show. And the whiskey show is hell.
It's taxing.
It is. It's a long day.
Set up, packed in.
Long day.
And then it's let's go for a drink afterwards. I go, I want none of that. I want to go to bed. And then that's the difference between the people that are still in hospo.
Yeah.
They're like, yep, let's go out for a drink. Yeah. And then everyone else.
It's true. I think also a lot of the whiskey shows are running 3-hour session, then a 3-hour session, then the next day another 3. But some of them are a 4-hour session, 1 hour break, 4-hour session. At the end of that, you just kind of want to be alone.
Plus the 2-hour bump in, and the 2-hour bump out at the end of it.
2-hour bump in? When did we start doing 2-hour bump in? It's 6-hour bump in.
I guess it needs to be longer than that,
But that's the perfect picture of hospo, right? Yeah. It's like when you've dealt with people for that long, you just kind of want to sit down and even having a drink sometimes feels like too hard basket because you just want to rest.
Yeah.
And that's the challenge of whiskey shows because you've got to keep up that energy. Someone will come up and be like, oh, do you chill filter? And you chill. I'm kidding.
Or they give the Jack Daniels isn't bourbon. You're like, just stop.
Just have this one, sir.
Yeah. Here's the finest old number 7 I poured for you. Just go stand over there.
I miss whiskey shows though, so Brown Foreman doesn't really take part in whiskey shows anymore. There's a bit of a change of direction, but I do. I miss it.
Yeah.
I actually do. I miss the Top Shelf Whiskey Show was a good one. When people are buying whiskey by the dram, it's great because they're invested a little bit. I want to try that. And the American Whiskey Show was always fun too. It's a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah, it was much more relaxed.
My favorite was Whiskey Live Canberra.
Oh, really?
Because it's sort of like the brand ambassadors don't go out to Canberra very often, but when they do, everyone there is like, bring their massive,
yeah.
you know, they get really pumped up, and then they bring their wallets. You know, they're like, this guy carried away like 3 Ben rigs and one Dronach, and he was just like, it's not like they don't spend in other states, but I feel like in Canberra that energy towards whiskey is just so. It's so
There's some
huge.
good whiskey bars in Canberra.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Volstead Repeal.
Yeah,
Oh,
Volstead, yeah.
Peacemaker as well, like
Haven't
the
been
saloon vibes.
Yeah.
Hippo and Co. What else? Molly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got some great scenes going on down there. I was about to say
Chris-
up there.
Up there.
Such a small
Cross.
community, 2,000.
Over.
Out there.
Out there.
West.
Everything's
West,
out there.
Yeah, that's it.
West. Should we have a dram?
Yeah, for sure. Let's
Kick
kick
it
it
off.
off. Go from there.
I mean, we're in the Jack Daniels room, right?
So,
So, do you want to start with the Jack Daniels?
I think that's smart.
All right. Well, let's start with something a little bit on the rare side.
Okay.
This is the Jack Daniels Toasted Heritage Barrel, which is also a single barrel. 50% ABV, 100 proof. The difference with this one is that...
Sorry.
No, you're fine. The difference with this one is that it is the same specs of the barrel as every single drop of Old Number 7. It goes into a barrel for 4 to 7 years in a 20-minute toasted, 20-second charred white American oak virgin barrel.
Yep.
And then after that journey, the product will come out and it will get put into a secondary barrel, virgin American oak, that's been toasted for 40 minutes and flash charred.
Okay.
The only thing I should say that it kind of rings a bit of a familiar bell with is the Woodford double oaked, which goes into a secondary barrel that's been heavily toasted and flash charred. Very similar process. But also, the second barrel is in Coy Hill. So we've gone like high elevation for the second part of maturation.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful navy blue bottle. But yes,
The-
pass that on if you haven't seen it before.
The heritage barrels are
Yeah, thank you.
honestly some of my favourite stuff from Jack Daniels.
They're pretty special.
The first rye that was released back in 2019 or 2020, that was one of the ryes that got me fully into rye.
Hooked you.
Yeah.
You're a huge rye
I'm a
guy too.
massive rye.
I see a lot of the, well, obviously, you know, anyone that's watching or listening along, Jacob's got an Instagram, Gloucester Lane, and he takes the most fantastic photos of his drams and his cocktails that he makes.
It's been a while.
But generally it's kind of rye centric.
Yeah,
a lot
lots
of
of
it
rye.
is. It's part of the reason, apart from your fabulous personality and the closeness of our relationship.
So close.
But yeah, I wanted to have your perspective because you're such a rye guy.
Yeah.
I love having those dialogues on rye. And Jazz, you like a bit of everything, but would you say you're more of a bourbon or?
Do you know what's funny? I've been leaning more into rye as I
Okay.
get older. Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's a thing too. When you get older, you start to desire something that's got a bit more edge, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same as like leaning more lower ABV now too. Like those mid 50s is
Oh, yeah.
what's hitting much
The
more.
sweet spot is 55 to
Yeah.
60 for me. Yeah.
Where like the big ones, I used to be a massive fan of like the big stags, big GTs.
Oh, yeah.
Like those big high 60s.
The Bookers.
The Bookers.
Bookers was the entry level, right? It showed.
Yeah.
It showed a lot of American whiskey drinkers how high a proof could go, and
Yeah.
the fact that the flavor could still be sweet enough to kind of shield the edge of something that high.
You weren't just getting that massive.
cheers.
Oh, yeah, cheers. And thank
By
you.
the way.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Welcome to BF office. Well, you've been here a couple of times.
No,
It's your first time.
Yeah, my first time, yeah. I guess speaking of first whiskies, what was your first whiskey?
Oh,
Look at that segue.
all right. I know exactly what it is. I don't like this story though. I mean, I like this story.
Yeah.
But I'm an adult now.
You're an
I'm a
adult
different person to who I was when I had my first
I
whiskey.
think we might have the same story.
Okay, well, it won't be the same, I guarantee you. I was 18 years old,
Yep.
legal drinking age.
Okay, we have a
And,
different story.
So I grew up in the Blue Mountains. I was born in Tassie, but I grew up in the Blue Mountains. And when I was 18, a couple of my friends got together, and we were still at that level where, you know, I grew up in a Christian household. So a lot of the time it was kind of like, not you weren't allowed to drink alcohol, but it wasn't heavily encouraged
Yeah.
to go out and party and stuff, of course. So my friends and I would kind of be like, oh, Mum and Dad, we're going to a video night. And then we'd go to someone's house and
Yeah.
we'd get a case or whatever. But this occasion, we couldn't get a case of beer, and I think we decided to get the cheapest bottle of bourbon that we could afford, which was a bottle of Old Crow.
Yep.
Funnily enough, ties to early Woodford Reserve play, like not the brand Woodford Reserve, but you know, Crow, James E. Crow,
Yeah.
one of the OG crew that kind of put it together. Anyway, Old Crow. And the only thing that myself and my two mates had in our backpacks was a warm bottle of Sunkissed. So it was Old Crow and warm Sunkissed. And I had
maybe a quarter of the bottle, and I vomited. And I was drunk too. And
Yeah.
I think, I was intoxicated. But it was just me and two mates, and it was the first whiskey I ever drank. And sadly, it put me off bourbon as a category for, at least a couple of years.
That's
really?
so common with people though.
That is.
Yeah.
Like that is not everyone's first story, but talking to people about whiskey and I guess doing the shows, they're just like, I don't like bourbon.
Yeah.
Because and they just
Everyone's
say
got
Daniels, Jim Beam,
Right.
they're like that's what they got lit up on.
Quite commonplace for it to be Johnny Red, Jack Daniels, Black Label, Jim Beam, White Label.
The Jays.
No, or Smirnoff
Jesus,
or
John.
Karloff, or whether it was Sierra, the base level of spirit, and I can say this, not just like Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, they're kind of like cornerstone of their brands, but a lot of the things that were available on regular pubs and bars back then were, substandard kind of products, and so
Entry is
you're also young, so you don't know when to stop. Your aim is to kind of get intoxicated or at least experience what it is. And then when you have too much and you get sick, you blame it on that alcohol, and that can happen for your entire life. Yeah. There are some people that had several shots of tequila at the bar, were sick as a result, later on, and have still to this day, like 20 years on, without any tequila because it was so traumatizing. So
it wasn't the tequila, it was...
No, it was how much they had, and probably the fact that it wasn't great product either. But that was my first experience. That was quite a long explanation of it. What about you?
Mine, similar. Mine was a hip flask of Jim Beam. That was the first ever bourbon or whiskey I ever had. Was at a house party as well, and it was mixed with a can of Coke because that's all I had.
Okay.
Because I had to smuggle these with me.
That's not the worst combination I've heard of.
No, because that's what you do. But that was my first experience with whiskey ever.
And it didn't put you off?
No.
You were like, actually, this is pretty good?
I've never had any of those can't go back to that alcohol experiences.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah.
Moderation. Or maybe just not trauma.
No trauma.
Yeah, there's no trauma.
That's good.
attached,
That's very good.
And
That's
like
very
the diabetes, type 1 diabetic, so...
Is type 1 the one where you inject
not his fault.
insulin?
So like...
Not his fault.
Not my fault, yeah.
Not his fault.
So getting blackout is kind of a bit hard for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Understood.
But that was my first experience with
Jim Beam and Coke.
Otherwise, alcohol in general, it was the old Smirnoff bladders. Remember, like the cranberry apple?
Like the goon sack?
Yeah, the goon sack.
I remember those, but they were more of a recent, obviously showing my age.
Yeah.
They weren't out until, 10, 15 years ago? 10 years? 10 years?
It's a
18 was the first
20?
Yeah.
Oh, so like mid 2010 to 2020 is when I think they started coming out.
I don't know where I was.
Smirnoff bladder has a pretty bad ring to it as well.
Yeah. You throw those
Now
puppies
we're
in the
just-
freezer.
After $20, as someone in high school, that was a steal.
Okay.
If you didn't want to go for the green bag at $6.
Yeah, it's good for sharing too.
Yeah.
Or is it?
I think.
What about yours?
I think I had the saddest story then.
Okay. Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, it's before debt. No, I won't. It was close. So I was over at a weekend at Dad's place, and I think he just threw me like a can of, I think it was like Jack and Coke, Beam and Coke maybe. It's just like classic RTD.
Okay.
And then just sat out the front with him as he punched darts, and I drank that, and it's
Hooked
like
it since?
hooked ever since. Didn't speak to Dad again, but that's all right.
It wasn't
think I was taken,
it
but-
wasn't because of the Jack Daniels and Coke.
No, it wasn't. No, I was 16. It was fine. It was fine. But it was like,
So it was an RT. Your first drink was an RTD.
pretty sure it was. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. it was
Cold
like-
at least.
Yeah, it was like fresh,
Crisp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
crisp. Yeah, it was like hit the spot. But once again, it's just all that sugar, right?
Yeah.
It is. I think that's why, for that demographic of 18 to 25, the sugar of it disguises the majority of alcohol.
Oh,
And most young people, when they're going out to a bar, they want something where they're not going to get the biggest hit of alcohol. They want it to be softened. I was the same way. I'd get I remember getting Johnny Walker Red and cola in the white cans, and it became my favorite just because the less you know you're drinking alcohol, the better when you're young.
Yeah.
And I think that's changing now.
No, White Claws. Like,
Well, yeah, that's a classic example. Seltzers of
Seltzers have
distract with pineapple,
Yeah.
with mango, with
Yeah.
whatever, because you don't want to taste booze when you're that young. And like with the
Yeah.
rise,
the buzz balls that are coming in now.
Oh,
I saw those.
They are sweet as anything, and they are 15%.
wow.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like that's
they put it on the wine tax, don't they?
yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to
Bring
sneak that puppy in.
bring the price down. So
Yeah.
it's wine
It's
based.
a niche to be taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of niches to be taken advantage of, what about Jack?
What's his segue?
Yeah, I was like,
Please continue.
I was, I'm trying to be behaved here. I guess the introduction of the liqueurs into their
Jack Liqueurs.
You mean speaking about the flavors?
the
The flavors or the RTDs?
sorry, the flavors.
So you mean like the Tennessee Fire, honey, apple,
honey, fire,
blackberry, which is coming out very
Yep.
soon. About them as in like how they
Well-
a key recruitment kind of.
Well, kind
flavor?
of. So, like, I guess we'll circle back and then I'll jump forward. So, like, I guess you want to disguise things as other things so people don't think it's whiskey, right?
Yes,
Just to try and introduce new customers.
I think that's one side of it.
The market.
Yeah,
Well, that's
yeah,
how
yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah,
Because
that's
like,
one side of it, and the other side is for people that want to explore flavors outside of just whiskey. But both of those things are a key tool, right?
Yeah.
If you've got, we all have friends that don't want to drink whiskey, or it's like the
We
W
don't have
word.
those friends.
No, but there are. Whether it's partners, friends, or there'll be someone in your life that's
No,
close to you.
We
That
bring
won't-
them in. No. We come. It's just like drink.
But no, right, like
Friend. Yeah.
if it's whiskey, if it's a bottle of Jack Daniels, no. If it's a bottle of Jack Fire, that's different.
I think you're
Yeah.
right.
If it's a bottle of Fireball,
the
that's
perception is
different.
more like for either a party occasion or an occasion of celebration.
Mm.
Someone that doesn't normally drink whiskey,
Yeah.
you'll go, oh, this one's got a cinnamon flavor, or this one's got an apple flavor. You're far likely to recruit a new drinker than if you pull out a bottle of Jack or a Jim Beam or whatever it is, because that to them is like burn, strong,
Yeah.
intimidating to a non-whiskey drinker. It's not the same as a shot of tequila. It
Yeah.
doesn't have the same, oh, we're doing a shot of
Yeah, yeah,
tequila.
yeah.
Doesn't have that same
No.
vibe to a
Like again,
non-whiskey drinker.
my grandmother won't touch whiskey, but she's got a bottle of Jack Honey, and she doesn't see that.
So good.
She doesn't see that as whiskey.
Yeah, so I guess on that note,
Yeah.
the flavors are a really great tool of recruitment, to recruit people into whiskey, but they're also a great tool of showing what else is available outside of the core,
Range.
family of brands.
Yeah.
So we're going to try the blackberry because we've got a little bit of it here. But I think you're right. A big part of it is not so much a distraction, but it is showing people that there can be other flavors with the whiskey. They say things like it's a whole lot of apple and a whole lot of Jack, or it's like a little bit of apple but a whole lot of Jack. So in the core of it, it's still Jack Daniels, but it's enough that if someone that doesn't like whiskey will still try it and go, oh wait, that's just apples. That's just happiness.
And then you throw in what you mix it with, and then you've got a new loyal
100%.
customer. Yeah.
100%. Well, I have to pour it now.
I didn't want to bring it up this early, but it was kind of like on the point of I know. Stop it.
Well, it's not out in the Australian market yet, so you saw it here first, folks.
Thank you, sir.
Any idea on when it is?
Probably a couple of months.
Okay.
August, September.
Stop it.
And you're not supposed to have favorite children, but of the Jack family of flavors,
This is it.
it's just impossible to say no to.
Have you made any brambles with it yet?
Yes,
Yeah.
and the best thing about it,
It's
Yes.
just black currant.
honestly,
Yeah.
apart from like how nice it is to sip neat, it's a perfect way to stay current.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's the best I've got, which is not much. The best thing about it, apart from how nice it is to sip neat, is the fact that you literally would put 15 mils of fresh lemon juice, 45 mils of this, and then soda if you like it less sweet, or lemonade if you want to sweeten it up even more. It's a cocktail just waiting to happen. So that'll be like the blackberry spritz.
Yeah.
And then on the other side of that, instead of making a whiskey sour where you've got 45 mils of whiskey, 30 mils of lemon juice, 15 mils of aquafaba or egg white, a couple of dashes of bitters, in substituting the whiskey, you just put in 45 mils of blackberry, shake it up as a whiskey sour, and it's a whiskey bramble sour. It's a no-brainer. It loves being in cocktails.
Yeah, I can't wait for this to land.
This is like
It's
Perfect.
it's very good.
It's so good.
yeah.
Perfect uni-bar drink for intro to cocktails, intro to just non-bottom shelf spirits.
It is, and I think the whiskey, the little whiskey spike that you get in there, is enough that you know you're drinking whiskey, but it's not enough to put someone off that doesn't like whiskey. So it's a real perfect drink, and it's sweet. But
is
for
sweet,
some
yeah.
reason in my mind, when I have it, I don't find it overwhelmingly sweet.
Its nose is sweeter than it tastes.
Yeah, yeah.
The nose is very sweet. The palate, obviously sweet, but not.
I think that's the same with all the Jack
Yeah.
flavors, to be honest with you. With the fire on the nose, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, and then when you taste it, it's actually a bit more subtle. Honey, the same. Apple, you smell like it was like you put your nose into like a full barrel of freshly chopped apples. Then you taste it and it's a lot more subtle. I think the same with this. Rating out of 10?
Oh. Do we really need to?
10?
I love it. Yeah, 10. Absolutely.
What about the heritage? Kind of fudgy. It's kind of fudgy. It's
right?
chewy.
It's like
It's very soft, which is.
it's like this gorgeous chopped banana pudding. on the nose, and
The couple of people I've showed so far have brought out banana as one of the keynotes. It's not all Jack Daniel's whiskies that have banana, but the sour mashing obviously is the reason we get that banana-y note. For me, I just got like a really nice kind of creamy fudge. It wasn't a deep caramel. It was like a light kind of
Yeah.
vanilla-y style.
Yeah. Like it's a lot lighter than what you get from, or softer than you get from most double oak style products. So you're not as oak influenced as you get in like the Woodford Reserve and those ones.
Yeah,
And I
exactly.
think that's much more approachable.
But it's got a nuttiness as well. It's got like a little bit of like hazelnutty
the
a
nose.
nose. Yeah, it's so good.
I'm really enjoying this one. The contrast, big difference.
You got a main meal and a dessert.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. A steak, and then
Well, so now I told you I was going to do this
go
earlier
for
in our chat, but some quick fire questions that I just love.
Yeah.
The first one is, what if you could be one animal? What would it be? And actually, we'll do that one first.
Yep.
Go this way, and then I've got a second one for you, which is, I might as well tell you. The second one's going to be, if you could enter the room and one song is playing, what would it be?
okay, so the animal, I hadn't really thought about this, but like, because you mentioned it earlier, and I really should have been thinking about it, but I was like, no, I've actually got to get this podcast set up, and I something happened, and the audio didn't want to work until 15 minutes ago, but we should get it on the camera.
You got it working?
Hopes and prayers. Yeah, no, so I think we missed like 45 minutes on the Mike's audio, but I think the camera got it, so hopes and prayers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I wasn't.
It wasn't recording the first part?
Yeah, it was like, I looked over and then I was like, why is that not red? Then I was like, oh, why is that not? I'm like, I hit the button. Okay.
I was like, we've surely been talking for longer than 7-8 minutes.
yeah, no, that,
Oh no.
no. So let's hope that camera's recording. Anyway, if not, this has been fun.
Some good content.
Yeah, because that was my little filler. But I don't know, maybe an otter. I feel like,
Okay.
I was going somewhere similar. I was going to go seal.
ooh.
Okay, explain the otter, and then you can explain
Well,
it.
like I feel like me personally, like I'm pretty playful. I'm not like nothing is really. There's no malice behind anything I really say. So I'm just like I feel like I got a fun-loving personality. Water, I'm like I could. Like water's fine. I'm not down the beach. Like every day I hate sand to the field. No thanks. It's my.
You're a riverbed, creek bed.
But
yeah.
So what do you
absolutely.
wear when you're walking down over the sand? Do you wear like thongs, or do you?
I don't go to the beach.
Oh, but you like being near the water.
Yeah, water's great.
Oh, you like being in the water, but you don't like sand.
Yeah. So I'm like, get me a pool. I can do a pool.
Yeah, okay.
I'm like, because like I guess growing up on the South Coast,
Yeah.
it was like we always had so many beaches, and
It's a
I'm
way
like,
of life kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'd never go. I'm just like, but like we go around to our mate's place and go swim in the pool. I'm like, yeah, you catch me in there for hours,
Okay.
Interesting.
picking
Okay.
up laps. But yeah, otter would be.
Otter. What do otters do as well? Do they build their house out of like sticks, and they're quite
They're beavers.
good built
Yeah, they're
beavers?
beavers. Yeah.
Oh,
Otters
so
like
so
stones.
what's the difference between a beaver and an otter? Out of curiosity.
One's Canadian.
Okay, so one's more agreeable and apologizes.
Yeah, that's the beaver. Yeah.
The other one's
The beaver says
Beavers have the big tail. Beavers have they chew the wood to make the dams.
They gnaw. Yeah.
Otters live in lakes and streams. They collect stones. They have favorite stones. Use them to crack up shells and stuff.
Special rocks.
They don't make dams.
No.
That's all beaver.
Yeah.
I just learned.
I'm
about
not
what an otter
hardworking.
is.
That's
Okay, so you picked an otter as well because they just chill out a bit.
yeah. It's just like
They just sunbake,
it's
eat seafood.
Okay,
be nice.
otter. So they're kind of similar to a seal in a way. Like
Veronica's, our lips are sealed.
That's a choice.
Yeah,
that's a choice. I always feel like
that's a choice. That's a choice.
I would seal. I like the cold.
Okay.
Love cold water.
Okay.
Oh, love the beach.
Heat. Oh,
Yeah, the cold plunge is one of my favorite things to do at any water institution.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Obviously, same as you. Grew up South Coast. Surfed, bodyboard, surf club.
Yep.
Was part of all that. So enjoy the beach. Haven't had as much time. And then
They're quite fast in the water too.
they are.
Yeah.
And then obviously seals. They're a bit fat. I'm getting a bit fat as I age.
Thick skin though. You could.
Thick skin. We'll say
you dropped
thick skin.
you dropped a bit of weight. You didn't go type 3 diabetes. 1 and 2.
The one that is
One
your
and
fault.
two.
1 and 2.
Okay.
But no,
okay,
and they've got like otters, got that dog personality, but without being a
Right. They're quite affectionate.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like companionship.
That's
they're
it.
loyal. Yeah. Okay.
What about you? What's
Good
your
answer.
animal?
I'm a gibbon.
A gibbon.
Yeah.
That is also a choice.
I quite often look, every time I ask this question,
Yeah.
I also have to answer this question.
Yeah.
But every time I answer this question, the type of ape changes.
Okay.
Because I do more research and I'm like, oh, why did I say chimpanzee? And then I'm like, look at a chimpanzee. And I'm like, I don't have the big, so then I kind of change a little bit. But I watched this clip the other day on gibbons. And they're kind of like doing
that one or
no, it was just an Instagram clip, but it was this beautiful. No, it wasn't a Telstra ad, but it was this beautiful clip of the fact that they love hugging. As soon as they meet people, they hug.
Yeah.
They get a little bit jealous when other people get hugs as well, which is not me, but they're very affectionate.
Yeah.
Anyway, you watch them in a
Anyone's a
tree
hug.
and they're swinging like absolute lunatics, but with precision. And I think for me, a big part of my personality is like being a lover, but also never taking anything too seriously.
Yeah.
And you see them and messing around and they're just hilarious to watch.
I can see that.
So
it's a good answer.
I'm not a serious animal. I'm not like an apex predator. I'm definitely like a support agent. I like to make other people feel good and I like to have a laugh. And if I could, I don't necessarily think I'd choose an animal that could fly, but I'd love one that can like swing around trees and get really high if I wanted to.
Flying fox or something.
Just an animal that's comfortable elevating and then getting up onto a building or a tree and
looking
looking.
down.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be high, but you can live high if you want to. But yeah,
Well thought out answer.
yeah, gibbon.
That's a really
I
well thought
I was. What's the other one that I chose? A bonobo.
A bonobo. Okay. Yeah.
And then I was in a presentation with the Brown Foreman crew, actually the
Yeah.
marketing team, and I said bonobo, and then there was one gentleman who's actually sitting in the room over there. Mark Fisher is he's one of.
Would you like Mark?
He's the dark spirits guy. He takes care of like gin, everything outside of Jack Daniels. He's the senior brand manager for. Anyway, great guy. And he said, Andy, and I was like, yep. And he goes, aren't bonobos the naughty ones? And I was like,
Classic
what?
Andy.
And I was like, what?
Oh no.
And I said, no, I chose, in my mind, I chose bonobos because they're female led.
Yeah.
I've got in a strong family of females.
Yeah.
They also love to be around each other.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're community.
Good family.
Anyway, so Mark said they're the naughty ones because they have wild sex parties. Like orgy, they're the only animal that has orgies.
That's something to bring up in a.
And they're very violent. So anyway, I didn't know any of that, and now I've changed from bonobo to gibbon because gibbons aren't like that at all.
Okay.
So when you're doing the big meetings, it's a gibbon, but
gibbon.
when you're cutting loose with the boys,
It's a bonobo.
Oh,
So it's your animal.
touche. Yeah, no. But that's a really long-winded answer. But yeah, I'm always an ape because I'm playful. I jump around. I annoy people.
Yeah.
If people are trying to get work done upstairs, I'm always like, hello.
Creepy. What's going on? Yeah.
I'm the office kind of not class clown, but I'm the one in the office that's always like trying to make jokes and make people laugh and stuff. So
yeah, you bring
It's a
the
good place to
energy.
be. That's a good place to be.
strong ape energy.
Strong beat.
Yes. All right. Second question. So
Yeah.
the context is you're walking into a room. what song? It's either it's just a song that you really like, or a song that you feel like you strut to. You enter the room. Jez is here.
Yeah.
What song?
Well, I've had one song, and it was, I think, the song that I entered the room on my wedding day.
Oh,
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, that was like, I guess, like we picked it, but obviously it did change now because like music changed taste. But that was Everybody by the Backstreet Boys.
Sorry, that is not the answer I was expecting.
I was not expecting that either.
Expecting.
No, but I think I might.
That's
have to
still
put
such a strong song.
Like, it was an interesting choice.
That's a good choice.
But
Not the answer I expected.
like, I walked in singing that.
You
And-
sang it?
Well, yeah.
Which part?
You just some of the lyrics.
Am I sexual?
Actually, I don't have
Just
to.
that part, and then they turn it off.
That's it. That's it. That's enough, Jeremy.
That was me growing up.
Because it starts pretty strong, but with the a cappella, like everybody, it starts strong.
It does.
But it's got such a killer beat as well.
It fills the room,
OG
yeah.
clip, like there is no one from when it came out in the 90s
Yep.
to now. There is no one that doesn't know that banger. It's like it's timeless. It is.
That's the thing. Like, it just slapped. at the
So
time.
so Backstreet's back. Jez walks in. That's pretty strong. I like it.
It was. I thoroughly rated it. Let me see if because I got a photo of. Oh, do I have a photo?
Is it you in a completely white suit, including a white tie? like in that video.
In the video clip.
I
shoes.
I wanted that way. It was one of their clips, and they're all like near the white aeroplane.
Those are white.
Oh my goodness!
You are young.
Wow.
am.
You are young.
There is still happiness in the eyes. Yeah, that's amazing.
There's
I
some
love your suit.
Born in the darkness.
Yeah,
black and grey.
forged by it. Great. Okay, Backstreet's back.
Yeah. So that was
Strong.
yeah, it was childhood.
Love it.
Yeah, now it's probably, I don't know, something by Nickelback. Like, I've just been really vibing my dad rock era,
Okay.
and I'm just
Divorced dad rock era.
yeah, divorced dad rock era.
That is
tracks.
Nickelback to a T. Yeah.
Yeah. What is
Yeah.
it? Look at this photograph. Oh,
Yeah, but
which,
it's like,
which song?
I'd probably go like something a little bit more upbeat, maybe like something from the newer album.
You're gonna
See,
have to,
you're-
you're gonna have to draw. You're gonna have
See,
to
this,
draw
is,
marks.
this is like
I'm not a big Nickelback.
really
guy.
okay.
But
okay.
no.
No.
But,
That's
but which track? You'll have to sing a little bit for us.
I am not a good singer.
The hero.
Yes,
It is dad
That's
rock.
like-
though.
But imagine you bursting through the door. They say that heroes. Yeah,
Is
you know,
it like the
Budget 2000s rom com. That's what the guy walking in.
Spider-Man, wasn't it? That
Oh, really?
that
yeah,
was
it is.
Spider-Man.
It is. It was actually made stronger by Spider-Man. That song,
Yeah.
like that song's awesome because of that scene.
Because that was what 2006.
Okay, so you got Nickelback and Backstreet Boys. That's
Yeah.
two pretty strong
Like,
answers.
two different
Boy
answers.
bands. Really?
Yeah, actually, that's very fair.
Okay,
And
all
era.
right. A little bit of grunge, a little bit of pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm stuck on this one. I'm not a big music listener.
Well, to simplify it, it doesn't have to be like your favorite track in the world. Maybe even a bit of a vibe. Like maybe you want to come into like grime with a bit of a dun, dun,
Like
like a bit of a rap or a bit. You know what I'm saying? Like it can be hip hop, it can be old school R&B.
God.
You can come into Usher doing like a circular moonwalk or
Bring in
like,
some old Akon.
Convict.
Or like,
a great song,
Got
yeah.
the check, bing bang, bing bang, bing diddling.
What is
ding.
that?
Borat? No.
No.
All right. See.
It was maybe your representation of it or your recreation of it that I was like, what is that?
What is that?
There were pops and clicks and
Yes.
even who's an artist or a band that you really like?
Like I think I'm not a music person, which
Okay.
is weird. Like,
There's got to be one. There's got to be one track. All right. Okay.
yeah. Go.
Here's another one. You're going to Jez's wedding, and you know how they send you
The
that
second
email.
Oh, what songs do you want to listen to? Yeah.
Well, you can only pick one. They're like, hey, we're going to fill a playlist of songs that our guests want to listen to. What's the song that you choose? Like, no one's judging you.
Yeah,
No one's watching you. You're just punching in.
It would be something from like high school time. So it'd be like Fall Out Boy or something of that
Okay.
regard. Just because it's a weird music people don't really listen to anymore.
Yeah, like a bit of old school emo.
like
emo.
But when it comes on, everyone's like, I know this song.
Hang on.
Yeah.
What's the Fall Out Boy? What's their big? My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
Chemical Romance, Black Thread,
Yeah. Oh, stop.
Teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that? Haven't you people ever heard of closing the goddamn door?
Panic at the Disco.
Oh, that's Panic at the Disco. See, that's wow. It's a little bit younger than me. Like, you know, my emo era was a bit more like the Used and AFI.
Yes.
Yeah, and I like At the Drive-In, like a bit more of that kind of punk garage rocky kind of stuff. But it's good music, and also emo music has had a massive resurgence in the last 5 years or so.
It's weird.
So Panic at the Disco. Fallout Boy. I can't even remember what their big.
I feel sorry for kids now that
Your memories from Fallout Boy. You've got a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
This changes almost every time I answer it. But at the moment. Okay. Yeah. I think at the moment I'm going through a bit of a Motley Crue, kind of Van Halen. Yeah. I'm getting into like the hair metal kind of bands of like the 80s, early 90s, but
big dad rock.
Kind of, but you know, where it was like all about like spandex and buckles and like teased blonde hair, eye makeup, like where it was all so ridiculous. But if you believed it enough, you were the biggest rock star in the world, like kind
Steel
of thing.
Panther,
Steel Panther. Well, okay, so Steel Panther's getting into more of the modern era. They're almost like a piss take of, you know, they're almost a parody. Yep. But I think I would probably say Van Halen just because I'm so obsessed with like Eddie as a guitarist, but also like David Lee Roth. He's just that kind of a rock star. Yeah. He was so unstable but so cool at the same time. I was reading this thing. Oh, what's his name? The spoken word, straight edge. Real like solid jaw kind of dude. Henry Rollins.
Oh, okay.
So Henry Rollins started Black Flag. Yeah. Anyway, long story short, David Lee Roth, who's like this hair metal kind of like the lead singer of Van Halen's, you know, a real rock star. Yeah. He came up and he came across Henry Rollins at this. I think they were at an event together, and Henry Rollins is a straight edge dude. He like seems like a big alco or whatever else, but he's like just straight edge, no drugs, no drink. And David Lee Roth rocked up wearing this.
Edge. I haven't heard that since high school.
It's an old school kind of thing. The punk scene kind of like had this
punk or something.
Here, right? Yeah, so that's the vibe. Anyway, so David Lee Roth rocks up wearing this big gold, like I think it was like a silver gown, a huge thing. Yeah. And he goes, "Oh, Henry, you know, what are you up to?" And Henry's like, "Oh, not much, man. What about you?" And he opened up his coat, and it was just beers. Yeah. And he just had all these beers, and there he was like, "Beers," you know, like this. And he goes, "Oh, I want a beer." And Henry Rollins is like, "Nah, man, I don't want to drink." And David Lee Roth goes, "What do you got, school tomorrow?" And this was on like a clip that I saw recently, and I'm just like, they were just so funny and so unstable. Henry Rollins is one of the coolest dudes ever. He's not touching booze, and he just cross paths with the wrong person at the wrong time.
Especially being in that industry where alcohol is.
I mean, Van Halen, the bass player came in on a gig they did in the 80s with 2 suspended wires, and the bass was a bottle of Old Number 7. And so Jack Daniels is like massively a brand that they endorse. Like Tommy Lee was a huge fan. That's Motley Crue, sorry. But they were all such huge fans of Jack that it's kind of like you got to kind of wonder how Jack kind of connects them all. But my answer for the question, sorry, if we can get back to it,
go for it,
is probably Jump or Panama.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Or even like Hot for Teacher, with the one that starts with the mad drum kind of solo. I'd enter the room to that. At the moment, you've got to have big energy to match that. Same with Nickelback.
Yeah.
You've got to have big energy. Like if you come into Backstreet's back and you're like, "Hey guys, what's up?"
You
got to own that scene. So... yeah, that's my question.
Couldn't help notice your watch as you're using hand gestures.
It was my birthday recently, and the team, including the advocacy team, the ACE team, like the content events team, and the sales team, I think 11 people chucked in to get me this original grain Jack Daniels watch, made out of repurposed Jack Daniels barrels that have been toasted and charred, and it's insane. And they engraved on the back of it Andy Chai,
Oh, really?
Jack Daniels brand ambassador.
Oh,
How
amazing.
did you not see this on socials?
I did. I was using it as an excuse to bring it up.
Yeah. And I also got this. I got this.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, that is
in the last week.
that is a fresh tattoo. The sevens.
The sevens new. The outline I got for free at a Barrow Bar's 10th birthday.
Oh, really?
They were like, Andy, you need to get down the back of the room right now. And I was like, why? And they're like, oh, there's a guy doing free tattoos. And I was like, okay. And they're like, you're the Jack ambassador. He's got a Jack bottle.
Yeah.
So I went down there. It took the guy like 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
And he's like,
Done it many times.
yeah. And then I just went in and I got some shading done and I got the 7 done at Tattoo Rosie's just up the road there. I went home and my girlfriend's like, oh, you got a bottle of alcohol and now you've got more on the bottle of alcohol. And I'm like, yes. No, she understands my obsession with the whiskey, but I had to get a Jack tattoo. I promised myself a year ago and the year was just coming in and I was like, go and do it.
Is Jack the reason you got into alcohol, like whiskey specifically, or?
No, I would love to say yes. I think I always knew that Jack was cool. I always had this sense that it was rock and roll or iconic or whatever, but I didn't know why.
Yeah.
When Ray and I were sitting at the bar, like right across the road at the, it was called KB Hotel back then, but it's now Keg and Brew. We'd sit there and we knew nothing about whiskey at all.
Can't imagine Ray not knowing because he.
Well, both of us were in the same boat. We would sit there and we'd have like a Reshes. But we went through a stage of having Cooper's Green branch out. Yeah. And then we would have like all of the, sorry?
No Cooper's Red?
We had the Cooper's Red occasionally, but we were exploring a couple of craft options, but our whiskey knowledge was nothing. It's nothing. So about 10 years ago, we would sit there and I think we had a Brook Laddie, the classic Laddie, because it was light blue and I was like, that looks nice. Yeah. And we got that and Ray was drinking Eagle Rare, which is where it all began for Ray, Eagle Rare. Oh, I know. But both of us would always have a Jack and Coke. It was our drink when we finished a shift. We'd have a Jack and Coke, we'd play a game of darts. And so Jack kind of was the beginning of us getting into whiskey, but Eagle Rare, I think for Ray is where he started stepping it up. Yeah. For me, it was probably the same. It was like Eagle Rare, moving into, Jack Daniels Rye, finding out that there were other styles of whiskey. But then your Spirits platform, like their products, like the classic Laddie, and then into the Octomore when I became a bit more unstable. Yeah. That's where it all kind of kicked off. What about you? We've already talked about the first dram we had, but that was a bit like...
Coincidentally, I got into it through Jack Daniels by winning it at a hotel around the corner from here. The Aurora, just 2 streets over, 1 street over.
Yep.
Went in after an interview in the city 10 years ago, 12 years ago now. Jack and Coke.
Nice.
Gave me a thing to fill out to say go in the running. 8 months later, randomly, package shows up at my door saying...
8 months?
Yeah, 8 months.
We had a chat about this earlier, but we're in the Brown-Forman office and I just need to issue an official apology for the fact that you won a competition with Jack Daniels.
You could probably still find the email after.
8 months later, you got the prize. Yeah. Okay, so, we operate a bit faster now, but,
Different time. You weren't here.
Exactly. 7.5 months at the minimum. That's the...
8 months is... You would have just completely forgotten that ever happened.
I forgot it.
Which is a nice surprise.
No idea why it rocked up. There was a piece of paper in there explaining what had happened.
They forgot.
And then an email came.
How much paper do you need for that?
a sticky note on the bottle. Sorry, we forgot. That was it.
An email came a few days later explaining that that the competition was forgotten about.
Okay.
And that is why
I'm glad they followed through with it. And also that started your collecting, right? So
that's before that I was in wine. So I was buying wine mostly, drinking red wines mostly. Okay. And then from there, because of that, I was like, I'll buy some whiskeys because I've got whiskeys now. And that's what literally started me.
That's cool.
Going down that entire path.
It's funny how something so small or so simple or even just a reward or a celebration can make you realize, wait a second, that was great and I want to do more of that. That's pretty cool. What about you?
Yeah, mine's all have sad topics. I don't know.
That's okay.
It's my entire life.
It's a safe room.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's very reassuring. No, mine came off the back of my honeymoon, weirdly enough.
Oh, really?
And we were kind of hitting, I guess, like drinking whiskey. And I'm like, yeah, I can drink whiskey. All right, I'll hit a couple of distilleries. And it was Jack. I think it was the first distillery.
Oh,
we
so
hit,
Jack as well.
Okay. Drove down. Yeah, so we drove down.
That's weird.
Because we're like touring the US at the time. And,
how old were you?
I was 23?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So we only had like 4 distilleries on the list that we wanted to hit. And it was the why is it gone? Stitzelweller.
Oh yeah, wow.
The Beam Distillery,
Jack Daniels.
Yep, Jack, and there was another one I went to as well. But anyway, got down to Jack, and it being the first distillery we hit, and just like watching the engagement between the tour guides and the consumers, and I'm like, it's incredible that they have such a large amount of love for this spirit and like what they do. And
The passion of someone that works at a distillery. Yeah.
The BAs and the distillers make a massive difference in the outlook for brand.
And if you get a bad brand ambassador or someone that's not passionate, it can literally taint your view of the whole business and the product. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the power of not being passionate or the non-power. Yeah, wow. Okay, interesting. So at 23, I didn't know my left ear from my right ear. I had no idea what I was drinking. But that's cool that you were already on a pilgrimage. So you've been obsessed with whiskey for a very long time, since your early 20s.
Yeah. I guess, like from there, it was just watching them open up like really special bottles for people. And then I go, fuck it, I want to do that. So then it was just like, that's what started it. Then it was just like at scale. And then, I don't know, come 550 bottles later. And
is that your collection?
Oh, it's a little bit less now because they send like 90 odd to auction.
What do you reckon you have now?
550 minus 90, whatever that is.
So you still got over 400.
Yeah, absolutely.
How many have you?
I'd be maybe a bit more than that, yeah. Like, I can't fit all of mine in my place at the moment.
That's so funny because I think, obviously my partner looks at my collection and goes, well, how could you possibly need all of those? And I'm like, I don't, but there might be a time where,
that's what it is.
where someone will come over and there'll be this one.
Yes, that is.
There'll be this one.
The argument,
You never know who's going to walk through that door. It's like you haven't had anyone over in a year. But no.
You're always working. You don't have any time to have people over and you go, you never know. Like,
that's true. I'm planning a housewarming soon. So it'd be cool for us to do one of those things soon. I'd love to have you guys over. But I think I'm at like maybe 150. It's pretty responsible. It's like everything is carefully chosen and curated. And I see other people's collections, and I always think, man, that's amazing. I get so excited. No, but I get excited about it. For me, I'm very carefully chosen about what goes in there. But also, if there's, a bottle left over from an event I did out west or whatever else, it kind of goes in. So there's a story to everything, including I've opened this for someone and then whatever else. So a lot of it is, when you work for a Brown Forman or you work for a company, you have access to a couple of rare things that, and I subscribe to Ray's Oak Origin. Yeah. I think I picked up my Whiskey Wayfarers. I picked up my Eagle Rare today.
Oh, you did?
Most of us haven't opened it.
Very good.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty cool that we're all in some way linked by the fact that we fell in love with whiskey at some point. I mean, Whiskefy is the name of your model, right? Yeah. Like it's a pretty weird thing to explain to someone that doesn't like whiskey, but I think more now than 20 years ago, there is so much more of a warm, like inclusive community to it, and people just getting pumped up about the same things. Yeah. Like the fact that all of us are really into Rise at the moment, I think is like what do you call it? It's no surprise because we all kind of float the same waves of excitement with products together. Probably a good time for one of you guys if you want to pull a whiskey up, because
You want to go first, or do you want me
I've done two Jacks if you want to.
Oh, I can bring up another Jack. Or go yours. You want to do it? Yours. Yeah, go your right first.
It is to your right. Hey, that sucks. Do not. So this one has a little bit of a story to it. Let me bring it up on screen. It is a Whistlepig 10. So this was a pick done by Whiskey Hunt Australia.
Okay.
And
tell us a little bit about Whiskey Hunt Australia first. We might as well. The Whiskey Hunt bus pulled up here. Yeah. And everyone came in. Yep. Brock is a legend.
Yeah. So I guess Whiskey Hunt is it's one guy, but it's also a team of people that kind of pick barrels of whiskey, American whiskey, for Australia.
Say the first for Australia. The Brock picking bourbon.
Was he? I don't know if he was.
The first barrel pick?
Like, that wasn't for bars. Because before then,
Yeah, that's an interesting
Yeah.
call. I mean, I know that he did an old Forester barrel with us before I think he did anything
Yeah,
else.
because that was 2018. That was when I kind of came into it.
Yeah, but he would have done picks before then.
Yeah.
I just don't know when he first started. Now, how interesting if he was one of the first.
Yeah.
before then, the only ones I remember were the Dan Murphy's ones.
Yep.
Heinemann? Did they?
And
Yep.
vintage cellars, but they were just sounds bad, but just
Oh,
generic,
yeah.
large scale.
I was going to
Okay.
say, yeah,
They
the
have-
Makers by Shakers, yeah.
Oh, actually, no, that would be the maker stuff. Yeah,
But once again, that was done by a bunch of bartenders,
yeah,
therefore for bar.
yeah. For bars.
On premise, yeah,
Yeah.
for
So
venues.
Why I'm like,
Let's
well,
say he one of the
and
first.
then
Yeah.
prove me wrong. That's
Yeah.
really the. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll
Anyway,
go with that. Yeah,
Really cool dude though. Like
Yeah.
he's from the States, right? So he's kind of come over and he's really reinvigorated. Oh yeah, sure. He's really invigorated the idea of a single barrel and what a barrel pick means. Which is pretty awesome. But Jez, I think you've worked with them too, and you've worked with the Whiskey List guys before.
Yeah, I better pour myself some. It was funny. Yeah, like last year, I had the opportunity to go over with the crew and, I guess, pick
I mean,
3-4 barrels.
You've got one behind.
Like
you,
I've got one
Vince.
behind me because I was just like it'd be fun to bring one. But I've also worked with you on picking a barrel of
We've done a couple together, I think. Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
and we also did the Fire and Brimstone one as well.
Oh yeah, the Jack Daniels pick.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was cool. Yeah,
That was a lot of fun there. Yeah, I was also going to bring that because I was like, and then I'm like too much Jack on the go.
Well, you probably also knew that I was going to have like a few
yeah.
bottles of it.
You know,
There's only so much you can do with a certain amount of time,
Yeah.
and you can't go through 50.
and well, you can actually.
Yeah.
I
I beg to differ.
I
Yeah.
think we went through like 16 barrel picks.
Oh, when we did the
Barrel
Jack.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, yeah.
Invited Annie back to the extra blessing.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yes, that was a fun day. I think we had 10 plus.
it was.
There was 20 involved in that, but
Okay.
the last one, there was 8 or 10 when you were there.
And they were all single barrel
All
strengths.
single barrel proof.
Because Amber
some
was
barrel
just
strengths, yeah.
like bringing out.
Oh, okay. So she was pouring them secretly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we were ranking them and talking about them without knowing. It was a mystery
Yeah.
tasting,
Right, yeah,
right? And
blind
blind
tasting,
tasting. Thank you. And that was actually really fun because the nuances that you get above 60% are harder to detect because it is quite like it's a lot of ethanol on your palate.
There's-
So your palate gets tired twice as fast,
yeah.
if not more. So that was fun.
Yeah, it was.
It got a little bit silly towards the end.
It did.
Always does.
The jokes got
Sillier.
way
Bit too
sillier.
much.
Yeah.
So this is a
Here for it. So yeah,
17?
sorry,
Is it
sorry.
17?
Yes. So the story of this, if I remember correctly, there was 3 samples sent to Australia, and how they send them is just a consider it the same way you'd pick a like Buffalo Trace or something, just being international. Just send you a couple of bottles. They're not labeled, and they go pick 1, 2, or 3, and there you go. We'll send you the barrel. So Brock picked with a couple of the boys. Once it got here, they gave him all the details, and he was like, "It's actually 17 years old," which is why he named it the Head Honcho, riffing off the Boss Hog titling for their higher age releases.
What's the highest that they have?
I think it was like 17.
So this is close to
Like
the
17,
highest
18.
age statement they
Yeah.
have. Yeah, wow.
Whistlepig do have older ones, but they're not ryes. They're
Yeah, all the
whiskies.
malts,
Canadian
yeah.
or North American, right?
Canada.
Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sourced
Well, not
from-
anymore.
Well,
They are now from
At
North America.
this time, it was
Vermont, that's what I was.
Yeah.
I had Vermont in my mind, yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah.
they were coming from Alberta.
Now,
No. Apparently there's a meeting in this room.
when you want to join the meeting, just say.
We'll find that out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I'll have to relocate.
Well, but yeah, so this
Yeah.
came from Alberta Premium. So
Okay.
big, massive distillery in Canada. And at the time, Whistlepig was sourced from them. Then obviously it was aged in Vermont. There's
Oh,
another
that
whole
is
story
delicious.
that goes behind
Cheers, gents.
the age of it.
Wow. Thank
This
you
is
for sharing.
gorgeous.
No,
Oh, it's
no.
lovely.
Oh.
It's lovely.
I feel like this is kind of bringing memories back for me with Whistlepig of having the Boss Hog. I think when I was back at Webster's, Ray and Kathy got this for one of my birthdays, and I still remember the little medallion, the metal kind of pig that was on top, and it was so big and so punchy and so chewy and herbal. But there was this real, I guess the Americans would call it a table syrup. It's not maple syrup, but it's kind of similar to maple syrup, and then it's got that kind of almost got like a golden syrup. Yeah. Full of it. Like this is full of that plus the herbal flavor. They just kind of blend in so perfectly.
It's got like dill notes.
Dill.
Yeah.
No, what whiskey has dill? That's crazy.
I love Whistlepig Rise, like the older stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
dill is such a strong call out.
It's delicious. And dill's a divisive herb. It works so well.
It's kind of like coriander.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like it can be soapy to some, and to others it can be really pleasant.
Yeah, it's just
that's wonderful.
Super fresh.
What's ABV's 50 something? Is it?
I think
it feels if it drinks like it's
108.
50.
Yeah, 108.2. 54.2. So it is gorgeous. As soon as I tried it, I'm like, I need multiple bottles. And
so it says 10-year on the front, but it's
so all of them are 10 years.
Yeah, so all their single barrels, because they're all like advertised as like a 10-year-old barrel pick.
Okay.
But once, clearly missed this detail. They're all advertised as 10-year-old barrel pick. But once you get the barrel, they're like, here's the details.
They're at least 10 years.
Okay.
So there's two
minimum.
SKUs.
Yeah.
The 10-year picks and the 12-year picks. 12-year picks are all finished.
Okay.
And the 10-year picks are just traditional. Yeah.
And
I love the labeling where how they put the Whiskey Hunt Australia on there. It actually looks like part of the
it fits the colour.
Yeah.
like that was
beautiful.
That's I guess their branding, and then like pick stickers on the back. But really.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Pick stickers still haven't really taken off in Australia.
No, well, we don't have enough picks to get pick
that's
stickers.
true.
Like
Pick stickers.
Yeah,
Pick.
where they
barrel picks.
Yeah. Well, the Jack ones that have the medallion, like the kind of the bling bling around the neck are pretty cool.
You mean like these ones?
Yeah. Oh. Segue.
There we go.
Yeah. I mean that's the cool thing about the Jack Daniel's ones is that the neck tag.
Yeah.
But I think stickers is an awesome way. Like if it's a sticker or a certain type of label, it makes it more like a collaboration that's part of the actual packaging.
Yeah.
Whereas this is something that's like obviously quite unique, but it's just different.
Far too many of those.
No such thing.
No such thing.
I'm just like, what do you do with them though? Because like I finished
You can make a super necklace.
Hey.
Just chain them all together.
Chain them all together. A belt.
Yeah.
Chainmail.
Chainmail.
Yeah.
Tennessee chainmail.
Not bad.
Surely someone's like, you got the guys that do the Crown Royal suits. Surely someone's going to do one of the.
A Jack Daniel's neck tag suit.
Yeah.
That'd be heavy.
It's all about the look.
It's worth it.
Yeah, chainmail's not meant to be light though.
No. It's meant to stop.
Jousting.
Funny you mentioned that because I was at a Ren fair and I learned a little bit about jousting.
Hey. Okay.
It's not about the armor, even though they wear it, because the armor is to protect them from being killed, of course. But they have a shield that's like bent like this, and you're supposed to strike that. You're not supposed to strike the person. In fact, if you strike the person, you immediately lose. You have the points that you gain are from breaking your lance or your jousting stick, whatever it's called. If it breaks, you get a certain amount of points. If it shatters, you get even more points. But you have to land it on that single part here. So the whole thing with jousting is you're an honourable knight or an honourable lady, and you have to present the most clear form of this target. If you don't, for example, if you move or if you dodge or whatever, it's considered dishonourable. The whole idea is that you allow them to land their hit and you try to land your hit. There are obviously accidents with that because it can glance off the thing and it can go somewhere else. But the whole thing is to hit that target.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Watching it live, which I didn't think I would be able to in 2026.
Yep.
Where was this?
This was at Doonside.
Oh.
I know. We went down to Doonside and the Ren Fair and we all dressed up. It was an awesome day. But yeah, there were 3 ladies and 1 sir. So there, yeah, three female jousters and one male. It was awesome. It was so cool to watch. But yeah, that's a sidetrack for you. But yeah, that's the whole thing with jousting. You have to hit that target. You can't hit anywhere else. Otherwise, you don't score any points.
That. Yeah. Okay.
The aim is not to hit the person.
Yeah.
It's to hit the target. Just consider that like a dartboard. Yeah. Like they have to score by hitting there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I didn't know. So.
Yeah. That's crazy. It's.
Highly recommend the Ren Fair to anyone that's to any weary travellers. It is in Doonside, but you know you drive out there and it's
is it a big event?
A huge, thousands of people.
Really?
It was packed. Yeah, it was really.
I wonder how many people would be LARPing down there as well.
LARPing?
Live action role play.
Oh, heaps. Yeah. Sorry, I literally learnt that at the Ren Fair.
Really?
Oh yeah, medieval reenactment. Oh yeah, they're doing it.
Oh really?
Yeah, they're doing it. Yeah. Not with metal. They don't use metal weapons. They use like
foam.
Foam. It's a type of like hard foam that they use. Yeah. If you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I watched Role Models, so it was kind of funny.
That's why it was. Yeah.
All I could think was, you know.
All I'm thinking about is
good morrow. You know, like I was thinking of that whole thing, which you know, but it was great. We had a great time.
When's the next one?
Very soon.
Oh, no way.
There's one called a winter something coming up soon.
Oh.
Give me a second. I have got it. I've got it. But yeah, this is amazing. Thank you for sharing.
It's lovely.
No,
it's delicious.
And once again, like it goes back to us having so many bottles that we're like, this is going to be perfect for this opportunity. And it was funny, like just standing there today going, I wonder what I'll bring, because I brought like 3 bags of just absolute junk. And I was like, what am I going to be able to fit in my bag? And then just saw this bottle poking out from the top, and I go, it's flat. It can slide right in.
I can't find it. No, I'll get it for you later. Sorry, it's distracting me. Sorry.
No, that's okay. But yeah, I was just like, yeah, perfect. Haven't had it in a while. I was worried it was going to go flat, but it's still gorgeous.
It's so full-bodied. What a sweet spot of ABV too. 108.
And once again, it just goes back to what you said earlier, like, you know, leaning into those lower ABVs.
Yeah. It's easy to sip.
Don't get it twisted, I'll still sip on a 60, but yeah, it was like this just hits. But I guess, do you guys have a special proof point that you love?
Yeah. For me, it's 110.
Yeah,
110 and up to 120. I think if it's 55 to 65, that's kind of my sweet spot. So really just around the single barrel strength proof. But I'm not always up for that. I quite like, you know, something like the Jack Daniel's 10 year, for example, it's 48.5. And when you're that close to 50, it's a really nice point to get full flavor without that massive punch of ABV. But I think, let's say 55. Is just right.
Yeah, I'm saying that 55 range is much more approachable now. Like the 53 to 58 range, there's so many good limited edition bottles that come in that range that just don't blow your socks off. Like the 14 year.
Oh yeah.
At 58, incredible.
It's one of the best whiskeys I've ever tasted, man.
That is.
It changes frequently on your tongue. Like the Jack Daniel's 14, there's just so little of it around. One of my Tennessee Squire friends, Nathan, gave me a taste of it.
Yeah.
But it just, as soon as it hits your palate, it's like kind of that grassy-ish, you know, then it's sweet, and then it's like cardamom, then it's like tobacco spice, then it's like dark chocolate. It just keeps... It's like the Willy Wonka, you know, dessert. Yeah, it's like an everlasting gobstopper, but in a good way, not in a distracting way, where it's like, oh, yum, and it's intriguing.
And I love that.
When I promise you that when I have a 14, if and when I have a 14, we'll gather and we'll do a bit of a 10, 12, you know. It'll be so cool. Yeah, we'll have to do that.
With the LAs, will Jack ever do Rise in those age states?
Never say never. I haven't asked the question. I haven't asked that question. We had a virtual with Chris Fletcher and our master distiller recently, and we didn't really ask as much as we could have about what's in the pipeline. Yeah. But I did let him know that everyone in Australia is we want the single barrel proof. And we want the rye. Because everyone is it's a hot topic at the moment. Yeah. So we're asking the question, but I haven't asked the age statement.
Because they are leaning into ryes more than they ever have.
Yes.
And is that a Chris initiative?
Right?
I think it's a Chris thing, but I also think that it's just talked about so heavily, not just in our market, but in the United States and our other, partnered markets. I think it's just coming to light that people are really after rye. And rye is growing as a category, so I think it's a no-brainer. I don't know whether age statements will go that direction.
Yeah, that's fair.
But definitely there'll be more of these coming. And I just want them to come here.
Yeah.
At the moment, the goal is just to have them here without people having to import them.
Yeah.
So we're already starting to put out EDMs and notifications to our Tennessee Squires.
Yeah.
So maybe you guys will have to get nominated as Squires. But we're starting to announce to our community the rare stuff that's coming out.
Awesome.
It's the beginning of us getting more of the rare Jacks in. So hopefully when we do get the Heritage Barrel, when we do get the Coy Hill, when we do get the 10, the 12, the 14, we'll start to network with the Tennessee Squires first and then kind of go out from there.
See whoever's.
It's my way of bribing you into
What's
nominating you as a Squire.
What's the Squire like here?
Started in 1954. It was a period where Frank Sinatra had got up on stage and said Nectar of the Gods, quadrupling our size. But at the same time, people were coming back from World War II and they were training on Motlow land. So they wanted their last taste of freedom, which was Jack Daniels.
Yep.
So that sent us up. And then Frank Sinatra came on board and both of them put us into complete allocation. We were in trouble. We couldn't keep up with the demand. So the Tennessee Squires...
Allocation is wild.
It is wild. And I mean, it was a different time for the world because everyone was drinking gin and vodka and dark spirits were going down. But then the 50s were this crazy resurgence of going from Cosmos, Manhattans, all the rest of it into whiskey, but mainly because really cool people were saying it was really good and it kind of took off a new life, and the American military coming back, buying up everything that they could, kind of put us in that situation. But that was the beginning of Jack Daniels going, how can we make sure that we're getting Jack Daniels to the right people that want it, but more importantly, that deserve it and appreciate it. So we made the Tennessee Squires Foundation. It was started off that the Jack Daniel Distillery would nominate people that were loyal customers.
Yep.
Those loyal customers would nominate other loyal customers, and the network would grow outwards, but they wouldn't just be a fan of Jack. They had to be... they had to be an upstanding member of the community, they had to give back to the community, and they had to be the kind of person that was known for their honesty and good morals. Yep. So if you were those things and you loved Jack, so you could forget about it.
Yeah.
Karma.
Yeah, that's karma, yeah.
So basically, if you're nominated, it's not just Jez is a massive whiskey fan. It's like, no, Jez is a good guy. He talks about whiskey all the time. No. He likes Jack Daniels.
No, good guy. Talk about whiskey, yes. Good guy.
Community. He does a lot for you. Do a lot for the community.
I babysit the community.
If you think about it, though, you give back, though. You give back your creativity. You give back yourself. You guys both speak passionately about whiskey, and you share. Whenever you can, you share. This is an example of that. Anyway, long story short, that's how the Squires started. And now you can only become a Squire if you're nominated by another Squire. The letter goes off, or now it's email, but it goes off to our distillery, and the distillery contemplates the application, or nomination, I should say, and then they will say, yes, we accept your nomination. They'll send an email to the new Squire saying, hey, congratulations, Squire. Here is your number. They'll get a unique number, and they'll get a little plot of land in Lynchburg, which is, square inch. So
square inch, wow.
Yeah, but it's essentially they're a lord of Lynchburg. They're a property owner. They're part of the family. And this has been the case since 1954. And if you're a Squire, you'll get a birthday letter once a year, but you'll also be invited to community things depending on the country, depending on how the country sets itself up. So my literal job and goal right now is to work more with the Jack team to be more community minded. Okay. So I'll get the Squires here, I'll get the Squires there. We're doing a barrel pick with the Squires in August.
That's awesome.
Which is the first of its kind. But more important than anything else, it is a way of us keeping our ear to the ground and honouring the people that speak about our brands every day. These are the guys that'll show you their 500 collection, and they'll have like a bathroom dressed up like Jack Daniels. They'll have all of these things that are, that they'll want to show you. They're super fans.
Yeah, all the guys from Old Barrel House, they are both Squires. Like
Davey and Ross are the absolute
and they are willing to share. They are willing to talk. They give you the time.
Exactly.
They go through the history.
Yeah.
They go through Lem. They go through everyone.
Yeah. I mean, the cool thing about this Squires event that we're doing in August is Davey from Old Barrel House, Ray. We're calling him the youngest Squire because he just became one.
Oh, did he become one?
And then we've got this gentleman called Arthur Birch, who has been a Squire for 52 years.
Oh wow.
1972 or 74, I think it was. Yeah. And so I'm going to start with Ray
Yeah.
talking about he's just become a Squire, and he'll talk about Oak and Origin Whiskey Wayfarer.
Yeah.
Then we'll have Davey talking about Old Barrel House and talking about the lore of Jack Daniels as in LORE.
Yeah.
And then we'll finish with Arthur Birch, who will talk about what the Jack Daniels landscape was like in the 70s. So,
That's cool.
And then we'll do a barrel pick with the Squires.
Yeah.
So it's going to be our first Squires community event.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you're at the helm of this, right? Because
It's a personal project for me.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like we haven't done what we could have done for the Squires, but we need. I'm a BA, and that's great to be a brand ambassador. But we got brand ambassadors out there every day, and we need to, honor that. We need to thank them for that because they, they do what we do, but they do it at like another level. Like they'll show up to the pub and they'll just like be wearing Jack. They'll have a hat on and they'll get a Jack and Coke. They'll get a run of Jack and they'll talk about the product.
Yeah.
In fact, their energy is such that nominations become kind of almost heavily sought after by their friends because their friends will see, man, this person's like loves it, and it's infectious. You know? Yeah. Anyway, long story to a short question. A long answer to a short question.
A great answer though.
Yeah.
But with the barrel pick, is that just for the Squires, or that's something?
It's just for the Squires at the moment.
Yeah.
I'll just have to see if we can get you guys nominated so you can be part of it. But yeah, look,
I won't say no, but I don't know.
It'll be a Squires community thing, but it's not going to be an exclusive event. Like there'll be other opportunities for us to do barrel picks with large groups or small groups.
It will be good to see more barrel picks come in. Again, I'm a massive fan of them.
I mean, Whiskey Club has just done one. I was talking to Seamus just earlier today.
We were talking to Seamus earlier, actually. It was
a lord. What a lord.
Yes.
Such a legend. Like, he called me and he was letting me know that he's in Sydney soon. And straight away I went into talking about you. And he's like, I've got to go. And I'm like, you know how you're like, oh, I miss you. And you start talking to someone like you haven't for ages and you want to get into it. And I could tell that he was super busy. And he was just like, I'd love to do this, but
They'll have to wait.
Anyway. Yeah, cool. Thank you for sharing. Delicious.
No, you're so welcome. Like, I circle back to it. It's just like we have the ability to share good whiskey because, like, it's just buying it for so long, and like Jacob was buying whiskey when Pappy wasn't even cool.
That's a pretty cool thing to be able to say because it really took off.
Yeah, and like you've just.
But that energy is shared by people that like really love it, right?
Yeah.
And movements are made by people that just love something and just talk about it. Yeah. Pappy. Wow. What a wave that was, right?
Same with Ray with his Eagle Rares.
Yeah.
And his 17s that he used to drink on a Friday night because they were $100.
I think there was one point when we were working at KB and we were going through 3 bottles of Eagle Rare 17 a week. And he's like, oh, geez, look at that. And he goes, oh, that's me.
But again, like it was just different.
Just like he's like, oh wow, this is really moving.
Yeah.
You know, like I think he was living upstairs. He was as the licensee. He was living upstairs for a little while, and it wasn't like crazy nights of full on drinking. It was just like that was his go to.
Yeah.
And it was probably the same with the Jack Daniels thing. Like it's probably like 3 or 4 bottles or whatever. Because he and I, every time we finished a shift, we'd have a drink together. We'd go to the gym together almost every day. We were like swole at one point because all we were doing is going to the gym and working out and then having drinks at the bar, playing darts. We were built.
Great darts.
Great. Yeah, we were so strong that the darts
Through the board.
broke the board. Yeah. But yeah, they were the glory days, and the Eagle Rare 10 moved him onto the 17 and then onto big things.
Yeah.
And in the same way for me, I just felt like that was just 6 years of just falling in love. Like at Webster's bar, just going, what is this world? Meeting all these amazing brand ambassadors that were just inspiring to me, like G and Manu from Serbico and like all these amazing brand ambassadors were coming through the door. Ross Blaney, James Bunton, Katie Nagar, all these like legends were coming in and just inspiring me to it. I hated public speaking though.
I would never imagine that. Back in the day, I've never seen someone more comfortable in front of a crowd.
You probably forget the early days in Webster's because I would be like, I'm going to present the brand ambassador for the Balvenie, Ross Blaney, and then I'd just give it over and I'd be like, oh, thank God. And I'd go and sit down. You wouldn't know that, but Ray knows that early on I hated it so much. But I wanted it. I wanted it, so I just kept
flexing.
Yeah. Well, I guess it'd go from like you doing the thing to like you Well, like you going to like public speak to now it's like, well, you got a room full of your friends, so it's an entirely different thing because it's the same faces.
Totally.
Yeah, you've created
month in, month
relationships.
out.
It's the perfect place to practice is when you're just with your mates having a chat. Like a podcast should be no different.
Yeah.
You're sitting with, two people that share your passion, but if this was a room of 50, I'd be speaking in a pretty similar way. I'd just be standing up.
Yeah,
and I think once you realize that in public speaking, you become a good public speaker.
Yeah.
Don't talk to them differently as if you were talking to a couple of people sitting next to you. Because the passion I would share with you,
It's the same.
I just have to. It's like in theatre where they put makeup on the person, but it's only so that their features are more visible to a big room.
Yeah.
So you're still doing exactly the same thing, but you'll be amplified and you'll have makeup on. I didn't wear makeup.
Look at you.
I was in musical theatre for a while.
Oh, were you
Just
really?
keep it down, man. Yeah, I was in musical theatre for a couple of years back then.
Well, Mrs. Doubtfire is coming to Sydney, so you.
I could play the role of Pierce Brosnan.
Hey,
You definitely could. You definitely could.
you'd sell me on it.
Oh dear! Isn't that kind of like that Irish accent? Was it an Irish accent that Robin Williams put on when he was
I feel like
playing
it
that?
was. I feel like
Scottish, Irish.
Oh, you've done yourself a mischief. It was kind of like that weird.
What was that?
I don't know, man. I took a risk.
No,
I reached out into
you know
the
what?
dark, and
Yeah.
that's what I found.
That's I'm all about it. I did not know you were into musical theatre.
Oh yeah, it was a period.
Yeah.
I played Gideon, who's the youngest of 7 brothers and 7 brides for 7 brothers, which is a Gilbert and Sullivan. I was in the Mikado, which is like it's about a feudal Japanese, feudal Japan.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like prancing around on stage, and I played a character called Titwillow, which was a bird. It was lots of fans, and lots of what do you call them? What do you call the things that you tie off and you wear? The kimonos.
kimonos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lots of kimonos. Anyway, I did my time in music.
What's helped you in the long run?
It has, because I think as well, if you're prepared to get up on stage, it means that you've got, I guess, what it takes to be a performer, whatever shape that took. I was always in bands. I was always like singing and stuff, but I felt like I was in character, and you don't have to be your personal self. When you have to be your personal self, it's a bit more terrifying.
Yeah.
And that's why the brand ambassador thing scared me, because I'm not playing a character.
You're playing Andy. Yeah.
playing me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if people don't like it,
Do it so well,
that
though.
hurts. Whereas if I'm playing like a Japanese feudal character with white paint and the hair and the kimono, it doesn't matter if people don't like me, because after the show they will have no idea who I am. But now it's like, no, I'm just still that dude that ran that event, and if you don't like me, it's me. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I don't think anyone has ever said anything bad about you after a show, so everyone's liking you.
No, it's I won't say anything bad after this. We still no.
Yeah, we're a little bit over time.
Yeah,
but,
that's right.
If-
We can wrap it up.
yeah. Do you want? Should we do a quick jam of the Joe C?
Yeah, why not?
And then we can probably still drive after that.
Give you a call.
Thank you, sir. But yeah, we did set 2 to 4, didn't we?
We did.
But Jez was, that's probably a bit. Can I halve mine with you? Just for the driving element.
Oh, you actually?
Right.
right.
Poor thing.
Yeah. Well. Oh, you didn't?
I Ubered.
Oh.
I trained, yeah.
Oh man. Well, are you training it back?
Yeah.
This is probably a chat for after you turn off the game. Yeah.
That's all right. What are you doing later?
If you need a lift, I can give you a lift.
No, it's okay. I'll Uber back.
You've got all the gear though.
Yeah, that's why I Ubered here. I wasn't going to go. I'm only a couple of stops from Central.
I think Jack Daniels can get your Uber home. How does that sound?
It's no need.
No need.
I got plenty of money. This government money.
You're like,
today.
I am loaded.
I am. Do you not see the podcast equipment?
I have to. For everyone watching at home, the setup that Jez brought in today is absolutely ludicrous. Like the clamps, the amazing microphones, all Rode. He's got this
Mixing board.
beautiful, colourful mixing board.
From Rode. It's all Rode gear.
Yeah, all roads lead to Jez.
Allegedly.
Sorry,
I guess we
again.
finish off on this one, and
So yeah, I was
Finish off on Joe C.
Joe C. So this
Yeah,
again,
run us through
we've been
who
talking
Joe
about
C is,
barrel pick, but
yeah. So Joe C's one of the big pickers out in California. Altadena, I can't remember.
Altadena.
Altadena, there we go.
Altadena, yeah.
He had a bottle shop called Everson Royce that's since been rebranded. This was one of the first Jack Daniel's Rise barrel-proof picks that came out of the States. There was 5 of them that were selected. He was one of them. And Obviously,
Goodness me.
this came out, what was it, 22, 23? 23. August 23. It's lovely. It's
The
really,
legs.
yeah.
I just gave it one little swing around the glass, and it's just so viscous.
It is massive banana bread. And then like green banana as well in the back.
Yeah, it's not that overripe banana bread that you get from a lot of, particularly old number 7. It's like an old banana skin.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a really like aged banana bread. This is bright banana.
Yeah, it's like a green banana.
Have I already gone into the nerdy thing about why bananas?
No, you haven't. But
No.
I'll make it quick.
Yeah.
I know.
No.
We don't want to keep you too long.
Yeah.
All right, so Chris Fletcher's background is in chemistry, and he's obviously very, very passionate about bringing chemistry into his distillation and the way that the team goes about building flavor. So in 2022, we did the event at Bella Vista where we had him, and it was called Tales from Lynchburg, and I was interviewing him and talking about.
Great event, by the way.
It was so much fun, and we wanted to make it really real and really human, and I didn't want it to feel like it's a master distiller event where they just talk about the nuance. I really wanted to get to know him a little bit, and the crowd as well. I think we had over 100 people there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a sold out event.
It was great. It was, and one of the things, selfishly, at the end of the event, we talked about all these different things. One of the Tennessee Squires brought out a bottle of 12-year, opened it for Chris, which is such a generous thing to give to the master distiller who made it. But it was full of these heartfelt moments. But at the end, I'd asked all the questions. They were coming in live to an iPad that I had. It was really cool. Like, it was really well run. And then I was finished the questions, and I was like, oh, okay, well, here's a selfish one from me. People always talk about the fact that Jack Daniel's smells and tastes like bananas. Can you tell me more about that, or why? And straight away, he said, oh, well, Andy, my background is in chemistry, so I can tell you exactly why that is. And he said, we do sour mashing, so 20% of the backset, the leftover part of the fermentation gets put back into the next, kind of like a sourdough starter. Keeps consistency, keeps funk, and it builds all those kind of esters, fruits, flavors coming back in. But because of the sour mashing that we do, and you'll find this with a lot of bourbons, a lot of American whiskeys, is that sour mashing will bring forward this one single little compound called isoamyl acetate. And isoamyl acetate is the exact compound of banana. But it's kind of like, it's like a candy banana, like big foam banana smell. And he said that when that enters the conversation at Jack Daniel's, it's encouraged because that part of the sour mashing brings that in, but it's become such a number one, a fundamental, beautiful flavor of bourbon and Tennessee whiskey is banana. But 2, when you're putting it with Coke, banana and Coke are the most unlikely and beautiful pairing that you can ever have. If you've ever had this, you might not have had this before, but a spider, you can have like a banana ice cream spider with Jack Daniels. Oh man,
I know
what I'm doing tonight.
But it also speaks to the fact that isoamyl acetate and the flavors of Coca-Cola, that kind of like syrupy, cola-y kind of bubbliness with banana is just, it's delicious. And I don't think the reason was ever Coke, because Jack Daniel's never worked with Coca-Cola back in the day, but it's this amazing compound. And banana has been with us since 1866, right? Like, it's a flavor that came with the sour mashing. So that's the really nerdy reason that you'll smell and taste banana, isoamyl acetate. And I'm so glad I asked him, and now I tell everyone at every single event, hey guys, I'm not going to get nerdy, but here's something really nerdy, and I'll tell them about isoamyl acetate.
Is that the same reason that you get the banana and Starwood then as well? Because they don't do a sour mash, do they?
Really good question. I think, that's a great one to ask Carmen. She would eat that up because she's so into the chemistry of distillation. I wouldn't be able to tell you, but they don't do sour mashing, or do they do any form of it in their fermentation cycle?
Yeah,
you don't need to sour mash to have that compound enter. You can create a yeast environment where isoamyl acetate comes in. But I think sour mashing is how it happens with Jack.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's a great one to ask her. She'll love that. She'll get that question and be like,
okay, let's deep dive. Well, I guess to close off, is there anything new coming in the months that we should be looking out for Jack or Brown-Forman in general?
Yes. I used to shy away from this question, but it's such a good way to wrap. And also, I've had my ear to the ground more than ever. Before we had Grant Adams and Amanda Fowler, who are part of our global Jack team, come and do a School of Jack for us, which is a new advocacy program that's getting rolled out globally. They were talking to me about a few things, but also what's in the pipeline was kind of one of the key things that I wanted access to. And they sent across the Coy Hill, which we'll probably flick off the cameras and have afterwards. But it's called Hazmat Rye. It's 72+% ABV, and it's taken from Coy Hill. So we'll have a bit of a taste of that after. But one of the things I said to them is, hey, I'm dealing with Tennessee Squires and super fans and people that love this stuff. What can I tell them? So the age series is the biggest thing on our plate right now. We've got the 10, then the 12 will probably be early next year. The 14 will probably be a couple of years, but it will come here in small number. The Halo's about to roll out.
I saw the Halo. It is gorgeous.
Which looks outrageous.
I was trying to convince Amber to let me buy one.
Yeah, I can't tell you exactly where they'll fall price-wise, but I think it's going to be between 1,000 and 1,200 or so, around that ballpark.
Okay, cool.
It's a collector's...
Held out.
Yeah, it's a collector's item.
Yeah.
It's a celebration of the McLaren partnership, which is in its third year.
Yeah.
But apart from the Halo,
Yeah, no, that's
you've
right.
got an iteration that we bring out once a year for McLaren as well. The 26 just came out. And then apart from the aged expressions, we'll continue to do heritage releases, holiday releases. The Blackberry is we're doing a launch for it here too, which is going to be fun. Doing a launch for a flavor is always fun because it's more about entertainment than it is about
to be serious about the brand, right? Like you can still be serious about the brand, but it's more so like you can play with those flavors.
Mixed drinks, DJ, like what are we? How are we going to kind of
party? It's more of a party than a serious
like
conversation.
Totally
party without being a party, I guess.
Yeah.
Like because it's an established brand. You don't want to cut loose, but
it's going to. It's going to kill.
It's going to
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's going to go very
It's just so good. So I'm really excited about that. And then obviously, question on everyone's mind at the moment, the Tanyard Hill and the Coy Hill, highest elevations where our rick houses sit and get absolutely wild high temperatures. They, at this stage, even though it's slightly sad information, they don't make enough for us to be a priority market. So I don't think that we will get a steady supply. But I will try, as we're starting to do with the Squires and giving out information, we'll try to provide early information and access to products that we know will have enough to sell. If we don't have enough to sell, I'll just have to invite you guys to an event where we have a tasting of it together.
Like you've done in the past with Tennessee Tasters.
Exactly right. So we want people to have access. Whenever a product has a unicorn and the unicorn doesn't come out or is not available for too long, people start to lose interest and they'll find a unicorn elsewhere. So we're aware that we need to give people access, whether it's if it's not a full bottle, just let them sample it because they'll be able to find out, oh, this is innovation at Jack. This is what's happening. So there are a few of the things in the pipeline.
That's exciting to hear.
And more rye.
I'm very happy.
Rye is the word at the moment. It's certainly a direction that Chris Fletcher and the team seem to be taking, is getting more into the ryes than they have been before, which speaks to a growing demand globally.
And great for the bar scene as well.
Oh, who doesn't love a rye Manhattan?
An old-fashioned rye.
Old-fashioned.
paper plane.
Paper plane?
Yeah.
It loves the complexity of the rye grain off the back of a paper plane. It's delicious. But
Torturous. It's funny, just kind of to wrap up, go full circle, but it kind of shows the importance of those Webster's events, right? Like you're talking about unicorn bottles, and it was like being able to open those unicorn bottles for a small group of people at dirt cheap prices. Yeah. And then it's
I don't think we ever got above $100 a ticket.
It didn't. And it was like your full lineup of bottles. So like your BTACs and your Pappies, and it's like, oh, there you go. That's your
Old Foresters.
Yes.
And the thing is, instead of the unicorn going to one person, you're sharing it with 20, 30, 40 people.
Exactly.
So more people get to try it rather than that one person and maybe 2, 3 of them.
And then those 20 people that go to that session will go off and talk about it and just keep the conversation hot. And I think any brand's dream, any supplier's dream is for people to be talking about their brand.
Yeah.
And the only way you get people talking is to provide access.
Yeah.
Whether the access is big or small, it doesn't matter. Just invite people along, or invite the people that are making noise, like both of you guys. And then
Which is
let's
why,
inspire a little bit of jealousy. You know what I mean? Like, you want to be in that room?
Jealousy works.
Reach out, you know?
which is why you're actually looking after the Tennessee Squires now, which circles back in, which is incredible.
Take care of your brand ambassadors, specifically ones that aren't on the Brown-Forman payroll. It's like these guys are doing that job out of legitimate love, like real love. So I'm trying to kind of spoil them a little bit and just treat them with the respect they deserve. So.
And after spending 50 years buying Jack, sometimes they deserve that.
100%. Yeah. Arthur Birch.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. He's a character. He is a character.
Interested to see how this.
I'm very curious to see how it plays out.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good
What the
event.
conversation's going to be like,
But it will be the first of many too. There'll be other events I'll have to get you guys along to as well that aren't just Squires or make you Squires. Anyway, cheers guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks,
Thank
Jeremy.
you. Andy, anything coming up that you want to plug? Any events?
Yes, we're going to be doing the Jack Daniel's 10-year edition 5 launch soon. For context, Chris Fletcher has said that the 10-year edition 5 is his favorite of the aged series.
Oh,
Okay.
So for him to say that, knowing that he's worked on the 12 and the 14, and the 14 just won Best Tennessee Whiskey, and he just won Icons of Whiskey too, Best Master Distiller, which is crazy this year. We're doing those launches between June and mid-August. I will make sure that both of you guys come along to the Sydney one.
Thank you.
Plugging it's kind of hard because they are going to be smaller events, but certainly if you guys know a couple of people that would like to come along to that, we are going to be bartenders, squires, and probably a couple of like whiskey enthusiasts. So I'd love to have you guys along.
I would.
Yeah.
I've said it now, so
You've penciled yourself into a corner.
Yeah, a promise that I'm more than happy to make. So that'll be
thank you.
It'll be mid-June to mid-August, and I'll come back to you with a date.
Awesome. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
An excuse to hang out with you, lovely gentlemen, again.
It's been too long.
Yes, it has.
Yes, it has. Considering you're back up in Sydney.
Yeah, I'm back in Sydney, so things are much easier now.
We have you now.
Yes. Until you leave us again for
Melbourne again? Who knows?
Melbourne. Oh, yeah, you can live with Amber.
Oh, I forgot she's down there.
Yeah, it's
The breeze. He's like the breeze.
just in and out. And
Does anyone remember Jacob?
yes.
Definitely not.
Oh no, we do. We have too many stories. We can't forget him. But on that note, very sad note actually.
Close it up,
we will wrap it up. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Jess. Thank you for having me. Actually, it's your house, it's not mine. So.
I felt very strongly about this, and it came out of nowhere. I was just like,
it was
out of nowhere. But it was, for me, it was like an opportunity to hang out with you guys, like selfishly, but more importantly, to hang out with two people that I know are so passionate about whiskey and rye and Jack Daniel's. But you guys do so much for the community, more than you realize. And I think for me as well, we want to start doing more stuff from the office. Like this is our home place, so why not have people in here?
Facilities to
do I mean, Jez brought all the he could have brought them anywhere.
Accessories.
But it's literally my pleasure and something that I felt very passionate about having you guys in the room. So it won't be the last time.
No, thank you very much. It's definitely not my first time here, and I'm surprised I didn't see my face on the door.
Do not enter.
Wanted poster.
I want it with a knife.
Yeah, it's just like, don't let him behind the bar again. He will do a shoey.
Awesome.
Thank you. Jacob, anything you want to plug?
At the moment, no. I'm
links?
still trying to get stuff set up.
Yeah.
Being in Sydney, so nothing to plug as of yet.
Okay, well, we'll plug you in, plug me in, plug someone in. Hopefully you guys watch this, because there's a couple of moments here where I was just like, whoa. But watch it back, listen to it.
A couple of tangents.
Yeah, a couple of tangents to be up on YouTube, OnlyFans, and anywhere else you get your podcast. But thanks for listening. I am Jez.
I'm Jacob.
I'm Andy.
That's it. Thank y'all.